Well, y'all, we had a big weekend this weekend. We had a couple meets going on. Had a few kids go to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, some long course meet there. 10 athletes, well, and coach. I swam one event, but 10 athletes went and swam, and they did a really good job. So we're going to recap that a bit, and we're also going to recap the Berkeley meet. We had 24 or 25 athletes compete at that meet, and that also went really well. So let's get into it. All right, so first of all, I want to just kind of set the tone. Number one, say thank you to you parents. All right, this has been a season. It's been a really, really good season, and this past weekend and then now this upcoming weekend in Sarasota are kind of the culmination of everything we've done over the past 5 months. And we're seeing really, really successful results because of that. So huge thank you to the parents. If you remember, January we didn't swim meet. February we swam 1 meet. March we had 2 meets. And then we got into April and May. And 7 out of 8 weekends now we've had meets. And some of those weekends we've had multiple meets on the same weekend. So a huge thank you to you parents. There's a reason we did that. We started out the season slow all together and built it up, and we're really seeing the fruits now. So thank you so much for putting in the time, the money, the investment in your kids swimming to see the success that they're having this past weekend, and more to continue up here in Sarasota. Number 2, thank you to the swimmers. You guys sticking with it. I know mentally, physically, it's been really hard, especially when we got into testing with our Florida State tests in grade school, middle school, and then ACE testing and all that for our high school kids. So you guys have been busy. We really appreciate it. You know, there's days we could see you were feeling it, coaches were feeling it, but you guys stuck with it. We're seeing that pay off now. So thank you so much to all you guys. All right, let's get into some of the results. Okay, one of the biggest things that we preach on this team, we talk about on this team, we're a swim team, so of course we want good results. That's what we're trying to achieve, obviously. I personally have the goal to be a gold medal club here in the next 2 years would be great, if not 5. But number one, and we repeated this over and over with the kids as we were getting ready for these meets, was number one, we want to see your character. We want to know that we are implementing lifelong skills into your athletes and your kids and your swimmers that they're going to take and they're going to continue to use to the rest of their life, and that they're going to be very strong ethically and morally, supporting each other's, building each other's up, even when they don't feel like they want to do that. So a couple shout outs. Number one, of course, a shout out to Ben Borsari and Andrew Fairparcell helping out with all the younger kids at the Berkeley meet. It sounds like team spirit was really good there. Obviously, I wasn't there in Wisconsin to see it, but I got really good reports. Also had parents compliment Coach Corey on his conduct at the meet. He did a really good job making sure the kids were ready to go. So that was awesome. Then the Wisconsin crew, time trials in the afternoons. They didn't know the kids swimming in the water, a bunch of Wisconsin folks, but they were lined up on the pool deck cheering them on. There was a few Badger swimmers trying to get Olympic trials cut, so it was really cool to see our kids just screaming as loud as they could through their masks for these folks that they had no idea who they were. So just really awesome attitudes. At the same time, saw really good competitive spirits, and yeah, some of the kids were a little upset if they didn't get their cuts or they didn't get their best times. Like they got out, they were upset. You want to see them a little upset because yeah, you need to be competitive. Like you're training your tail off. You want to see some good results. But they handled it well. They had their moment. They were upset and then kind of got to deciding, all right, this is what I need to do to move on from here and to get better from here. So that's incredible to see. I mean, that's so awesome. Then we saw, their teammates get upset with them because they want to see them do well. But then we also saw their teammates rise up with those and get super excited for those drop in time. Just really selfless kids we have on this team, man. It's incredible, and I can't say, how blessed we are as a coaching staff to have these type of athletes. All right, so now let's get into more meet results. Okay, so this is going to be, we had a lot of swims this weekend. It's going to be a little bit more broad spectrum. We're going to talk about some numbers here. All right, so at the Berkeley meet, we had 91 swims. All right, we had 91 swims over the course of Friday and Saturday. 63 of those swims were best times. All right, now that's also throwing like old folk like Coach Corey in there who hasn't swum a meet in a while, wasn't fully shaved, wasn't fully rested, and so he didn't go any best times out of his 4 swims or 5 swims, so that kind of skews the number. But even with him in there, 63 out of 91 best times, that's 69.2%. Almost 70% of all of our swims over at Berkeley were best times. Like that is incredibly successful for an entire team to hit that number, especially you're talking the youngest kids, Jalen and Harry, doing their races, successfully touching on their back, up through the 11, 12-year-olds, Lexi, Graham, Liv, Sam, Addie, all those folks getting in there who just had a great meet 3-4 weeks ago at Berkeley. And then also the high school kids who are expected to drop a lot of time. So 70% of all swims were best times at that meet, which is, that's incredible. That's nuts. Like that's huge success as a program. It's something that's, you know, when it comes to competing at the big meet, we want to see results like that, and we're really blessed that we did see those and see that our plan for the last 5 months has paid off and our rest plan paid off. All right, then over in Wisconsin, we had 44 swims, and 29 of those swims were best times. So that's 65.9%, so 66%. Again, you threw one of my races in there, which I haven't really been training, 50 breaststroke, so I didn't go best time, but you still throw that in. I think all but 5 swims were season best times. So out of 44 swims, we had 5 that were not season best times, but other than that, I mean, so that's 39 out of 44 season best times. So that's incredible. Again, super high numbers. That group, almost all those kids were only a few days into rest. Like our big meet for them is coming up here at Sarasota. So to already be trending on that line to have best times and see improvement and then expect to go even faster coming up here at Sarasota, that's super, super impressive. Care about every single kid, and we want to keep encouraging you, keep performing well, and number one, keep building your character, because that's the coolest thing we can see, and that's really how we feel like we're going to achieve greatness and success, is by building a strong, positive community that's bold, courageous, but also gracious and merciful and disciplined. So we're so happy, we're so proud of you guys, and we just pray that the future of this team continues as it's going now. We see success over and over again, and that we touch people's lives with this team. All right, out.